Welcome to Little League Southeast Park, Warner Robins, Georgia. As the Southeast Regional continues and day 3 rolls into the second game. North Carolina set to take on Virginia. So far today, been an exciting day of baseball. How about West Virginia getting a huge win, sending South Carolina home, and now two teams that have split. North Carolina and Virginia both fighting to stay alive. Great to have you with us, everybody. Drew Felios alongside the former Pittsburgh Pirate, Mike LaValliere, and it has been an awesome week of competition here. But now you've got North Carolina, the defending champion, against a Virginia team that has certainly had their moments here. Mike, what gives in this matchup?
Well, it remains to be seen who gets momentum, who keeps momentum. Obviously, North Carolina, they faced elimination. They won, just like this morning. West Virginia, same spot, they won. Now it's up to Virginia to forget their loss from yesterday and give it their best today.
All right, North Carolina led by the guy at the top of the order. Will DeLonzo is really their spark plug.
Well, Dizo is their guy. He bats leadoff for him. He's been hitting the ball, wreaks havoc on the bases later on in this ball game. He hits a triple, adds some insurance for North Carolina to go on for a win.
Well, the best all-around players for Virginia, Sean Arnasia. Today he starts in center field.
Yeah, Sean pitched the first game for Virginia. Here you see him with a tying base hit, already pumped up. 3-3 ball game at that point.
So it's Virginia and North Carolina. Can North Carolina keep their repeat hopes alive? We're going to find out next. Who pitched yesterday, Tyler Sparrow, J.J. Myrick also has made his presence felt. Marcus Bird, James Elpers, Jackson Bunch is the catcher. Ian Beam today made Sports Center yesterday. Colin West hitting in the 9-hole, and if you just joined us, Beam with a outstretched catch at second base, a diving grab to end an exciting inning. The number 5 play last night, Mike.
Number 5, they didn't get my vote, or else it would have been higher.
Underway as DeLonzo watches it high. DeLonzo chops this one to the shortstop. Hoskins. And DeLonzo's got just tremendous speed. If that ball shows any doubt in the infield, he is going to be safe at first. Let's take a look at the defense for Virginia. Start at third base with Justin Lenouette, Nate Hopkins, the shortstop, Hunter Taylor at second, Chad Yates, the big first baseman, Burkholder's behind the plate, and in the outfield, Lizama, Arnasia, and McGoldrick.
You said it. Outstanding. Dizo, as they call him. It just absolutely wreaks havoc on the bases. The first 2 games, he's taken extra bases when middle infielders have just kind of put their heads down. Very aware of what he can do.
Cole Smith now the batter. Smith watches one high. Yeah, DeLonzo for North Carolina kind of reminds me of Aiden Malpass for Alabama. Those 2 guys sparking their teams really tough outs. Hit for power. When they get on the base pass 2, look out. This one put in play. The sure out is at first. And out there is Smith. Nicely done by Hoskins, and there's one away.
Evan Dewey sawing off the first 2 hitters for North Carolina. That one right in on the hands of Cole Smith. Yeah, it's a good game plan when you have your bigger, stronger hitters trying to get the ball in on their hands so they can't extend their arms and really decreases their power.
Brings up Tyler Sparrow. Sparrow, big swing for strike one. Oh, big time pitch there by Dewey. Try for third now. Delonzo's going to slide in safely.
And what seems like a an innocent play ends up with Delonzo now at third base. He can score a number of different ways. Virginia with the infield pack, ground ball to the middle infield. I would have to think anywhere except the pitcher. Ground ball is going to score Delonzo.
Strike. Oh, it took a little while for our home plate umpire to call a strike. But that ball certainly found a place in the mitt of Burkholder, and Michael Basin, I think, made the right call, Mike, when it was all said and done.
Well, he did, and the curveball started up pretty high, but had some late bite on it. Just got in there.
Big strikeout, too. Now it brings up Myrick, as Virginia tries to get out of this inning. J.J. Myrick. Guy who at one time did not make the majors in Little League. Mike kept trying, and eventually did just that. Now playing All-Stars and here playing for a chance to go to Williamsport.
Well, J.J. also started the first game watching from the bench. Came up in pinch hitting role, swung the bat extremely well. Yesterday had a couple balls that he hit right on the button.
There's a strike. J.J. was halfway to first base.
Well, take a peek and see. Pitch looks like, well, I think it's upper part of the zone.
Myrick's going to take first base now on the walk. Gates a little confused, but
They got me thinking, Drew. I'm not sure what Griffin Burkholder was trying to do there, but yeah, Delonzo at that point, once he tossed it to first, could have headed home. So I guess I don't know if it's to keep everybody off balance, but sure got me.
Marcus Bird now. Watch this one high. It's one thing about this game, Mike. And these youngsters learn time and again. You always have to know what is coming, where to go with the baseball in certain situations. Inside on Bird.
Now it's all about your pre-pitch prep. As an infielder, I'm thinking, okay, if the ball's hit to me here, whatever it is, this is where I'm going to go with the ball. Outfielders, thinking exactly what they're going to do with it, knowing how many outs is so big.
Three balls, no strikes. Dewey falling behind a couple hitters here. Bird will watch this one, and it's a strike. James Elpers is on deck for North Carolina.
Yeah, we've seen the green light, 3-0 to a couple hitters. Some have used it, some of them not comfortable enough to swing. But I like in a situation, get my 3, 4, 5 hitters up at the plate. They're my run producers. 3-0, I get a couple of guys on base. Here, 2 outs. I go ahead and let him rip. It might be the best pitch that he can hit. And here, you got a good pitch. 3-0, took it. That one, tough pitch, and on his hands.
The 3-2 now to Bird. Outside, base is going to be loaded here. So North Carolina with an early threat as James Elpers comes to the plate. And a timeout going to be called on the field. And looks like Sean Lizama is going to have a talk with his pitcher, Evan Dewey.
Basically, right now, all he's doing is just letting the young fella know is there's no damage right now. Yes, bases loaded. You walked a couple guys, but don't panic. Make a pitch, one pitch, you're out of this, and it'll give your offense a chance to score you some runs. And a lot of times, that's all that's needed is to go out, slow everything down. A lot of times, your head just starts going so fast. And they talk about the game slowing down for you. Once you're able to stop and regroup and collect yourself, then you're able to play better.
Dewey trying to settle down here. James Helpers, we told his story yesterday. Battles cystic fibrosis and has been just an inspiration to this North State Little League program. Breathing treatments every day. Took part in Make-A-Wish a few years back. Whole community behind him in this situation as he puts one into the outfield. This one is back. Drifting over to make the catch is Arnasia, and we're done in the top half of the first. North Carolina makes noise, but they don't score. Virginia coming up when we return.
Volunteers will be roaming through the stadium during the game, selling 50-50 raffle tickets. The winner receives half of the money collected. The other half is used to help provide amenities to the teams during the tournament. Tickets are either $1 for one ticket, $5 for 7 tickets, or $20 for 30 tickets. The winning ticket will be drawn following the 4th inning. We appreciate your continued support of Little League Baseball and Softball. Entering the game, the number 16 Tyler Sparrow of North Carolina, and now playing center field is number 4, Charlie Blizzard.
It's been a rather warm day here in Warner Robins. North Carolina's bats trying to heat up in the first, but they don't get any runs. Virginia dodges a little bullet there. And now Will DeLonzo, the big lefty, will try and bear down for North Carolina.
Well, Dizo being 6 feet tall is an intimidating force out there. Velocity-wise, upper 60s whenever he's thrown at his best. Does throw a curveball, but he's mostly a fastball pitcher. He's been used as their closer. But right now, like most of the teams, they've used 2-3 pitchers right now. 2 of their pitchers are not eligible to pitch today. Marcus Bird's not eligible. Cole Smith, who pitched a whale of a game yesterday, is not eligible. So, it's Dizo and whoever they have left. So I'm sure they're counting on Big Will to have a nice outing for him.
There's the Virginia lineup. Griffin Burkholder will lead it off. Chad Yates, the big lefty, swings second. Sean Arnasia, the center fielder, has come up big time and again this week. Nate Hoskins, Connor McGoldrick, Lizama hits 6, Lanouette, Taylor, and Dewey rounded out for the big red machine. Griffin Burkholder, guy who goes by Bucky, to start things off for Virginia. Burkholder watches one outside. This Virginia team defeating West Virginia 12-5 on the opening night. And then just an emotional battle yesterday with Georgia. Probably the best game that we've seen in this entire tournament thus far. Battling Georgia's no easy task, Mike. They got the home fans here in Warner Robins. And Virginia just coming up short, 4-3.
And not only going against the fans. That Georgia ball club is very, very solid. They've got great pitching, good defense. They hit the ball enough yesterday.
Put in play by Burkholder, but right to Delonzo. And he'll take care of things for the first out. North Carolina defense. Spanky, how about warming up those pipes?
All righty, left fielder J.J. Myrick, Charlie Blizzard in center, Marcus Bird in right. We got Cole Smith, Ian Beam, our sports center guy, number 5. Playing second base, Colin West at short, Elpers at third, Jackson Bunch behind the dish, and Big Will Dizo Delonzo on the hill.
Here's Chad Yates now. Yates hits it hard into right center field, and he'll make the turn for second. Yates gonna book for third. How about a one-out triple here in the first?
Wow, long, loping, fast strides. Chad Yates just absolutely blisters this in the right center, and as soon as he hits it, he's thinking 3. Sparrow gets in on it, all the way to third. Now the ball gets by. Who's backing up? The left fielder, J.J. Myrick. What great hustle. That's great coaching. That's great instincts by North Carolina left fielder.
Now Sean Arnasia's turn. Arnasia's had a great tournament. Chance at an RBI here for Virginia.
And here's where I suggest, as a player, as a hitter that comes up, look at where your infield is. You get down on the count, play pepper with those middle infielders, get you an easy RBI. We'll take a peek and see exactly where they're playing. All of the infielders playing back, so any ground ball should score Yates. Anything back except back at Dizo, they should score.
Arnasia swinging, gets a piece of that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Sean Arnasia, consistent, reliable, can spray the ball to all parts of the field. This kid is just a natural talent. 2-2 now to him. He'll watch one low and away.
According to Sean Lozama, the best 2-strike approach on the team. He cuts down his swing, gives himself a chance, uses the middle of the field. He's a gap-to-gap kind of hitter.
Swinging that time, and the fastball by Delonzo gets by him for the second out.
Well, here you take a peek, and it's just a fastball up and out over the plate, just a little bit too high. A ball, if you can get your hands up high enough, you can drive it to the outfield, but that one just is almost too close to take.
Hoskins right back up the middle, and Virginia's on the board first. Yates crumbs across the plate. It's 1-0.
Should Virginia go on and win this ball game, advance in this tournament, these are the kinds of things, okay, these are the kinds of hits that make a huge difference in your team. 2-out base hit, you just had your guy punch out, your number 3 guy, maybe your best guy, and now a big 2-out base hit.
Connor McGoldrick's turn. McGoldrick, the ultimate team guy. First time ever here in Warner Robins for Loudoun South Little League. Team and community has come together, making noise throughout the entire tournament. This Virginia team used to squeaking out games, Mike, when they were playing for district and state. Had a 1-0 win over Fort Hunt on a walk-off bunt. Just gives you an idea. This team can win in any which way as McGoldrick draws the ball 4, trots over to first base. There's 2 on with 2 out.
And it goes a long way whenever you're in tight battles throughout the course of getting here. once you're here, now you're kind of used to it. We've seen teams in the past that have just rolled over their opponents, never been tested, and now all of a sudden they get tested. You're not sure how your players are going to react. Now, whenever you're in a bunch of close games, you have a good chance. You know what? You've succeeded. That's how you've gotten here. And that goes a long way. That's part of the experience.
No, we've also seen also with a 6-inning game, Mike, if you start slow, could be curtains. And there's not a lot of time to recover, especially with the talent being much better. That's one thing about these kids over the past few days. Seen a few slow starts, but after about an inning or so, they've really patched things up, and everybody has competed well. Cameron Lozano right now the batter.
I really like the idea, though, of getting that early lead. What that does is puts the other offense on notice. Say, here, you guys have to score now or else we win.
Lozano watches this one go by. Runners will move up here. And that was the 20th pitch for Will Alonso.
Jackson Bunch couldn't handle the fastball in the dirt. Probably the toughest pitch as a catcher to try to block, just for the sheer you don't have much time. Also a pitch that you kind of expect your pitcher to be able to deliver all the way to home plate. Now, whenever you throw your breaking ball or your changeup, you expect that one in the dirt. But the heater, that's kind of tough.
Right down the pipe, Lozano watches it go by. D'Alonzo goes to the dugout. Virginia gets one. We go to the second here in Warner Robins.
And there were 2 runners left on base. Pitch count for D'Alonzo stands at 22.
North Carolina, remember, this is the team that won this regional last year, and even though this is a completely new team, Mike, obviously the expectations, the buzz, the community, when the guys before you did it, they sort of expect you to win it, don't they?
Well, they do, and they were rather rudely greeted by Alabama in the first game. End up with the 10-run rule against them. So I guess if you're going to do it first where you still have life, and may just done enough for them to spark them to keep going. Attitude when you come to the ballpark expecting to win is huge. And that frame of mind versus, gee, I hope, versus, you know what, we're going to win today. And, there's always question, but quiet confidence a lot of time wins out.
Hit hard. Great stab by Lanowet. And he makes the throw. We've seen some tremendous glove work here today in Warner Robins.
Well, Justin Lanowet, kind of like a hockey goalie, picking that puck right out of the air. That was absolutely fabulous. Hot corner shot. No time to do anything except throw the glove out, and he picked it.
Here's Ian Beam. Beam had that, speaking of glove work, that amazing catch at second base yesterday. That was number 5 on SportsCenter last night. I couldn't even imagine, Mike, being a little leaguer, being Ian Beam, and being on SportsCenter having my play. Talk about something to remember the rest of your life.
Yeah, you got to figure he had bragging rights around the pool yesterday.
Incredible. Well done. Down 0-2 though here. Dewey misses high.
A good pitcher's pitch. Trying to pick that outside corner, just missed.
This one put in the air, and it's going to fall foul. Mike, I got to ask you now, catcher question. You ready? Because we're watching Burkholder do his thing for Virginia. Whenever he stands up and asks for the ball, why is he standing up and not in the catcher's stance? Is it because he obviously wants the ball high? Still, you can be in your stance, right? Don't you give it away when you stand up?
Well, it's okay even if you give it away in order to try to let you know that that's coming. It really has to be kind of secretive. Your coaches aren't going to say, hey, high fastball.
Sure. Because
that's not necessarily a guarantee that that's where it's going to go anyway. So by you doing that, it just kind of gives the pitcher just a little better look at it.
How about Lanowet? 2 big-time plays back-to-back, and there's 2 away.
Well, this one a little bit easier. Big hopper, though. Equaled as far as making the out. But as we've seen, no play is routine. When you're a young player, a lot of times the routine becomes a little tougher because maybe have a little more time, think a little bit too much about it, really kind of lose a little concentration. We've seen some guys make some fabulous plays because they don't have to think. As soon as you start thinking a little bit, your brain gets in the way, and it's what they call it. You get in your own way. Young Justin over at third. He's not worried about that.
Colin West now at the plate for North Carolina.
Colin had himself a couple of great at-bats yesterday. Got a base hit out of it, but really ate up some pitches.
Cool call, cool, calm, and collective as he goes down to first base. So a base runner for North Carolina with 2 down.
Yeah, I've had teammates like Colin West, just quiet guys. You can go over, have a conversation with them for 5 minutes, and you might get a yeah or a okay. Not much else. Lets his play do his talking.
Alonso wears 1.
Now, one of the advantages if you're a left-handed tosser hitting left-handed, that one got him in the arm, and that is not his throwing arm, so. By the umpire going out there, I think Griffin Burkholder probably wore a little bit of that too. That's the worst thing about catcher. You have one of your hitters get hit by the pitch and ricochets and hits you too. And you have to sit there. You don't even get a chance to go to first.
Cole Smith up now. And he watches ball 1.
A nice pick by Burkholder there, keeping that runner at second base.
Smith grounded out his first time up. Watches a strike here. Two outs. Virginia trying to get back to the dugout. Cole Smith grounded out his first time up. Another one inside, 3-1.
Well, North Carolina in the first, 3 runners on base, couldn't produce. Right now they've got a couple.
3-1 pitch from Evan Dewey. Smith watches it high again. And now the bases are juiced. So Tyler Sparrow is going to come up here. He struck out his last time up. And Virginia is going to have a meeting at the mound. Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter. And it's going to be Charlie Blizzard coming to bat for Sparrow. Evan Dewey right now getting a good talking to.
And yesterday, Charlie Blizzard came up and laid down probably the very best bunt that we've seen so far this tournament. So I would expect him to swing the bat, but you always have to have that in the back of your mind.
Blizzard trying to come up big here. Watches a strike. Colin West on third for North Carolina. Foul back 0-2. Big strike three. Evan Dewey comes up with just the right pitch at the right time. Virginia avoids danger once again.
Dewey stands at 44. Avery Sports Photo is the official photographer of the 2018 Southeastern Regional Tournaments. Be sure to visit their booth on the concourse to view their painted photos and the creative work they can do for your child and your team.
Well, while North Carolina catcher Jackson Bunch doing the dirty work for his team in North State Little League, his brother is having a much different day here at the ballpark, enjoying nice beverage and sliding down the hill, and he has become an expert at that over the past few days, Mike.
Well, a little breather right now, but certainly replenishing his fluids.
Jackson Bunch, guy who does everything. Blocks the baseball, communicates with his pitcher. Great communicating the signals as well. The family days at the ballpark, though, Mike, it's not just playing the game, but just having fun around the park, chewing bubble gum, playing games in the outfield, in this case sliding down the hill. A little extra spectacle when you come to Warner Robins. Lanowette swinging now for Virginia. So 7, 8, and 9 here in the bottom of the second. You know what I used to love as a kid? Big League Chew. It's the best thing ever invented, wasn't it?
Yeah, my favorite was back they had Cool Pops.
Okay.
Yeah, of course, I go back a lot further than you, but all you had to do is say you had a sore arm. They give you a Cool Pop, you put it on your arm for a second, and then you eat the rest.
You know what I also used to love? Coming out of the dugout when the game was over. Everybody can share their baseball memory as a kid, but that Coke tasted so good after the game, didn't it? And after standing in the heat and competing with your buddies,
Yeah, I was a wild kid, Drew.
Okay.
I went with what they called the graveyard. You had a little bit of Coke, orange, root beer, Sprite.
Yep.
Mix them all together. Yeah, I was hardcore little leaguer.
You certainly were. Big pitch there from Delonzo. Fastball heating up. That's the third strikeout for Will Delonzo here today.
Good hard high fastball. Just gets a little bit of it. You see a little snow cone by Jackson Bunch, just staying in the glove. That's a great feeling whenever you're catching. You can catch that foul tip and for strike 3, and just kind of gives you a little bit more sense of accomplishment.
Here's Hunter Taylor now, second baseman today for Virginia. Taylor known for his defense. Evan Dewey on deck. Not a lot of scoring we've seen today. Tremendous pitching and defense. And both of our games up to this point. Good eye by Taylor. It's ball 1.
Well, to me, a little bit surprising because you're getting deeper into these pitching staffs. Most of these staffs are on their number 3, number 4 guy. As that happens, usually your scoring is going to improve, but right now, pitching's just been dominant. Shutout in the first game. Cooper Cummings from West Virginia, 3-0 gem. I asked if they kept records, 58 pitches, and if it wasn't a record, well, it certainly was close to being a record.
Complete game for Cummings. Under 60 pitches, amazing what he accomplished. And Hunter Taylor, a pretty nice at-bat to bring up Evan Dewey now in the 9-hole. So top of the order coming up next. Burkholder will be on deck. Virginia trying to cook something up here in the bottom of the second. Big swing by Dewey, and Taylor will head to second.
Not sure if Jackson Bunch out there to talk any strategy or just give our home plate umpire Michael Basin a little breather. A lot of times what happens, either the catcher gets hit, then the umpire kind of goes to the mound. Umpire gets hit, as a catcher you go to the mound, just a kind of working relationship of how it's done.
Evan Dewey trying to help his own cause here. Pitcher on pitcher. Watches this one outside. Missed outside again. Delonzo shakes that one off, and now it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He just kind of rushed it up there. Think if he gets his breaking ball over for a strike, be really effective. But he's got to give himself a chance. And whenever I say that, as a pitcher, whenever your ball doesn't break or it stays up high, it's a lot of times because you haven't gotten on your balance point and given your chance or your arm a chance to catch up.
In there for strike 3. Once again, Delonzo, the guy they call Diesel, with a big pitch.
Now here's pitch 2-2, outside corner, time and time again. You see the hitters come up, and they all shake their heads as they're going back to third base, but they know these umpires are going to call the outside pitch.
Second at bat for Burkholder. He grounded out his last time.
My argument too is, as a hitting coach, Coach Spanky's rule with 2 strikes is, you know what, look for the fastball away, react to anything else. In batting practice, these kids, they say, well, I couldn't reach it. They can reach anything that they want. They swing at all kinds of things.
Just heat, pure heat from Will Delonzo. Virginia comes away with nothing. They lead 1-0 as we go to the third.
Changes for Virginia. Moving to left field is number 11, Connor McGoldrick. Entering the game for number 2, Cameron Lazama. And now playing right field is number 10, Ryan Pugh.
Played 2 innings here in Warner Robins, North Carolina and Virginia fighting to stay alive. Right now, Virginia with a run in the first inning, and that's the difference. North Carolina coming up in the top of the third. 2 teams have got byes today. Those 2 teams are Georgia and Alabama. Alabama's been the big surprise here. When we were looking at the roads to get here, Alabama had the shortest road, and we thought McCalla Little League, because of that, wouldn't be battle tested coming in. And Mike, it just so happens that every prediction that we've made coming into this tournament has not happened.
Well, I've always said games are not played on paper. That's why we play the games. You have favorites, you have underdogs. I'm not so much that it's fair to call one state a favorite or an underdog, but you look at past performances, expectations, and these 12 and 13s, 11-year-olds, they can surprise.
Here's Myrick taking a strike to lead off the third. Couple changes for Virginia in the field. Connor McGoldrick now in left. And Ryan Pugh enters the ball game. He plays right field.
Well, Virginia's had to change their strategy. Their fine, fiery little catcher, Troy Kerner, got hurt in a play at the plate. Tried to avoid a tag as he was running home. Jammed up his right forearm area. He still has it wrapped, isn't ready to play yet. So they've gone from 13 players to 12.
And a swing and a miss, strike 3 for Myrick. 1 away, third strikeout for Evan Dewey.
And so that leaves Virginia at 3 reserves. And when you have 12 or less, there's a good shot at Troy Kerner. And I know this is just eating him up. Such a great competitor, fiery guy, one of the leaders on the team. But yeah, for their coaches, now they have to play their 3 substitutes, 6 consecutive outs in the field, and get them all in at bat. So changes everything around.
Yeah, I've talked more about Kerner. I mentioned earlier that Virginia did get a walk-off bunt to win against Fort Hunt on the road here to Warner Robins. Well, guess who was the guy who laid down that bunt? It was Troy Kerner. Not available today, nursing that right arm. Just a great kid. Wish we could see him here again in Warner Robins. Don't know if it's going to happen, but you know, Kerner he's been hurt before playing this great game, Mike. He actually broke his leg sliding into home when he was only 10 years old in the district finals. As this ball hit by Bird to the shortstop, Hoskins to take care of it for the second out. And that's one thing when you have guys that play the game super hard. Accidents do happen in this great game of baseball.
Well, and that's the thing. You just you take the good with the bad. I've played with a lot of guys, especially in the minor leagues, that had tremendous talents, and the injury bug just kept biting them. You know, guys that should have made it to the big leagues, but for whatever reason, you know, arm troubles, back troubles, you know, a broken bone here, a torn muscle there, and you know, being healthy is a big part of being able to play this game.
James Helpers now takes one low. Is there such thing as a major leaguer to sort of not play as hard, but maybe a little smarter, especially as you get older and you're trying to conserve your health and prolong your career?
You know what? I don't know if guys can actually do that. I couldn't. There was no gearing down for me. If I geared down, I couldn't play at that level. So I had no choice. You know, and I wouldn't think that guys would do it on purpose, but it might. You know, that might be a case. Michael Bazin, I think, took the worst part of that last pitch. Yeah, right now, yeah, he's down past home plate, regrouping.
Keep in mind, these are volunteer umpires, and they've been doing a sensational job this week in Warner Robins. Michael Basden behind the plate today. David Nogle at first base, Chris Furnish at second, and Juan Romero, the third base umpire. And I will say, Mike, this is the fourth year we've been part of this great event. From an umpiring standpoint and an overall communication standpoint between the umpires, the coaches, the replays, everything, this has been the best year as far as everything just flowing as a well-oiled machine. Inside.
Yeah,
very close.
There's definitely been some tough calls.
Yeah, very tough.
Very close calls that, you know, we weren't sure after seeing it 3-4 times, different angles, slow motion. These guys have done an absolute outstanding job.
3 balls, 1 strike. Pitch is hit to the shortstop. Nate Hoskins doing his thing for Virginia. North Carolina, another goose egg on the board. Virginia will come up in the bottom half when we return.
Our concession stand is staffed with hard-working volunteers and has a wide assortment of food and drink available, including fresh brewed sweet tea. Be sure to visit and pick up a burger, hot dog, some popcorn, candy, or a drink.
Well, this is the scene just moments ago. Michael Basin, our home plate umpire, doing his job here in post 90-degree temperatures. And it feels like 100 down on the field. It is really, really hot. Just got to take a moment, Mike, to rehydrate, cool off just a bit. And he being assisted by the staff here at Little League Southeast Park.
One thing going in Michael Basin's favor is he's now in the shade.
Right now, temperature on the field, 92 degrees. And like I said, certainly feels a little bit warmer than that. Will DeLonzo working for North Carolina. The heat index just got word, 103 degrees down on the field. It is a scorcher.
And one thing to keep in mind, these umpires out there for both sides of the inning, they don't get a chance to go in and take a half inning off, so they're feeling the full brunt of this. Oh, Will DeLonzo pitching very carefully. Chad Yates and a hustle triple his first at bat.
Yates aboard for the second time today. Now another lefty comes up, Sean Arnasia.
Number 1, Sean Arnasia.
Oh, hit him. Arnasia's going to take first.
That one kind of got him in the right forearm area. He'll take a peek. Fastball in. Yeah, just off the elbow. Arnasia also a left-handed tosser, so that shouldn't affect him in the field.
Here's the shortstop, Nate Hoskins.
Let's see if Hoskins can produce here. Big RBI, 2-out RBI in the first.
Runners move up. Nobody out. Second and third.
Well, Jackson Bunch couldn't handle that fastball out of the zone and really putting him behind the 8-ball.
Hoskins just watched that pitch right into the mitt. And it's the second strike. So 1-2. DeLonzo needs an out here. Catcher sets up high. Jackson Bunch with the target, and it's a little bit too far upstairs.
Well, he hit exactly the target that they wanted. They wanted fastball up, but fish weren't biting.
This is hit in play. West, the sure outs at first, but Yates across the plate, and Virginia adds to their lead. It's 2-0.
Now Nate Hoskins, good two-strike approach. Hit himself a nice little innocent ground ball. Outstanding base running. Sean Arnasia able to take third base. Easily scoring was Chad Yates. And now we've got to take a look. 2-0 lead. North Carolina's defense is still playing back. Another ground ball will produce another run.
Big wave by McGoldrick. Arnasia at third. Connor walked his last time up. Hits this one to the second baseman. Beam is going to throw over to first for the out. But again, just great situational hitting by Virginia. That's 2 sacrifice grounders in a row.
Well, that's just, again, good baseball. You know, if you're North Carolina, you got to feel good about your offense in order to play back there. And thinking that, 3 runs isn't insurmountable, but at some point, You also would feel better if you had, more than one hit. You've got no runs, one hit.
So now it's Ryan Pugh. That's funny. Leave it to the little leaguers to play the game. How it is rarely played anymore in Major League Baseball. Small ball, seen by this Virginia team. Cole Smith fields the grounder by Ryan Pugh, and that'll do it for Virginia here in the third. We've played 3. Virginia adds their lead. It's 3-0.
Stands at 59. Changes for Virginia. Entering the game for number 15, Justin Lanwick. And now playing third base is number 12, Luke Kruger. Also entering the game for number 19, Hunter Taylor. And now playing second base is number 28, Edwin Sanchez.
Well, as we've talked about throughout this game, it is a hot one here in Warner Robins. Over 100 degrees heat index down on the field. And Michael Basin, our home plate umpire, feeling the effects. So looks like, Mike, we're going to have an umpire switch midway through this game. Not exactly sure the name of our new umpire, but we won't find that out. And I believe that is Elliot Rice, who has umpired several times here this week. Elliot's done a great job, and he did game 1 today, and here he is in game 2, and Elliot looks like he is ready to go.
Just for these purposes, they have umpires in reserve.
Elliot was on third base in game 1 today. Look at all the padding too, Mike. I mean, that's one thing people don't realize. It's a hot day. You got all those pads on. That doesn't make things any cooler, does it?
No, as a matter of fact, that's one of the things that, you're having to battle. Just the extra stuff. I know as a catcher, one thing you wanted to get is get that chest protector off as soon as you could in between innings. Umpires don't have that luxury. Well, if you're North Carolina, one of the things, you're down 3-0, but you got to look at the pitch count. You get 58 pitches already for Dewey. Dewey, well, maybe your number 4 guy. 1, 2, and 3, Arnasia, Yates, and Burkholder are not eligible to throw this game, so you end up down with, maybe a Ryan Pugh, Connor McGoldrick, Luke Kruger. So you're having to go deep into your staff.
Matt Conway watches one outside, check swing, and did not go around. It's 3-1. Conway in a pinch hitting role here in the 4th inning. Couple of defensive changes too for Virginia. Edwin Sanchez now at second. Luke Kruger moves to third. And that ball going to the backstop. Neither pitcher has really started off innings, I think, the way he would want, but they have done a nice job recovering after watching a few batters.
Entering the game for number 10, EMB, and now batting, number 3, Henry Phelps.
And again, Mike, it's not just pitch count, but the sheer heat, too. I mean, it is tough to go out there and compete in conditions like this. When you get up around 60, 70 pitches, you're feeling it as Henry Phelps now steps in. Phelps going to pop this one up. It is playable. And catch made by Sanchez. Voids the collision with Ryan Pugh, the right fielder, for the first out.
Wow, really tough play. Edwin Sanchez, this is in no man's land, right in the middle, all three.
Whoa.
You got Chad Yates there. You had a diving Ryan Pugh. Edwin Sanchez makes the grab.
Sunglasses sure helped. Love the shades look on Sanchez. Lay this one down. Colin West, lots of speed. Does he beat the throw? Yes, he does.
Now there's a situation where Evan if he had to do it all over again, when you have one out and there's a chance to get an out, always get the sure out first. So he looked at second, ended up looking back at first. By then, a little bit too late. Here, pick up the ball, just throw it to first. He didn't, and the speedy Colin West makes him pay. There you saw the hesitation. Bang, bang over at first base also.
Now, will we have a new pitcher in this situation? We'll see. Or it looks like we have a challenge here from Virginia. See if this was safe. It looked like he got him by a hair, Mike, but in the mitt.
Wow.
Tough call.
Yeah, really tough call. You see it slow it down. In the glove now. Just didn't quite get there. Well, I think I'm going to venture to say we might have it overturned. That was so close. Yeah, I think our first view was our best view. Either way, at live speed, such a close play. Well, here you go. You got Elliot Rice who's just got brought into the ball game behind the plate. Now he's on the phone.
Again, the call on the field is safe. And just by the angle, I would say that's going to be tough to overturn. But if I had to absolutely rule, I would say he maybe got him by just a hair.
Yeah, and and that's the thing is just, we're here to we see
right
this.
there.
We've seen it a bunch of different angles, slow motion, and this is how difficult it is to be an umpire. You're having to make that call immediately, confidently, and that's to say we've been here for a minute or two, just wondering.
Call stands, understandably so. Very tough to overturn based on the evidence. So now the tying run is at the plate for North Carolina, and it is Will Delonzo, guy who can go yard with one swing of the bat.
Well, the pitchers that have had success against Dizo, they've really crowded him with that fastball. Big Will is long arms right on top of home plate, so there was a way, that's where I'd pitch him.
This is hit hard. Will it stay fair? Fair ball. It's gone. A 3-run shot for Will Delonzo, and we're tied just like that. That was a rocket shot.
Well, whenever you have a team, you're going to have your best players. They have to step up. And right there, Dizo. There we go. Oh, Dizo right there puts his hands on his helmet thinking that was foul. Our first base umpire, David Nogel, he's right there. He had it fair.
Once again, looks like we're going to the monitor.
And again, this is going to be a very difficult call to make with different angles, because you don't know exactly where the ball went over. Here we're slightly off the angle of third base. For me right there, that's a fair ball. It ends up on the other side of the foul pole. But for me, it's going over that little extension.
Usually, whenever the reviews are this quick, we're not changing a thing. See if that holds true here. Home run for Delonzo.
Well, I was talking earlier, trying to get in on him has been effective. When you don't get it in, then you get burned. Now they're going to make a change. Having Dewey in and out of trouble. I mean, he pitched his heart out. Maybe one mistake, but he pitched out of bases loaded jams in the first and the second before he finally got touched up here in the fourth.
So we'll step aside, let our new pitcher warm up, and return to Warner Robins in a moment.
Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and crackers.
Stay hungry, guys. Stay hungry.
Final pitch count for Evan Dewey, 66 pitches. Changes for Virginia. Moving to left field is number 12, Luke Kruger. Moving to third base is number 00, Evan Dewey. And now pitching, number 11, Connor McGoldrick.
Connor McGoldrick, the new pitcher, 13 years old for Virginia.
Well, Connor, good fastball, middle, upper 60s. Throws a changeup, a little bit of a breaking ball. But he really relies on his two-seam fastball that has some run into the right-handed hitters, away from the lefties. So it's a little bit more about movement than it is velocity.
Cole Smith will be the first batter he faces. Bases are cleared, all tied at 3 after the 3-run shot by Will Delonzo.
Sean Lozama, in our interviews on Thursday, talked about his team. Coach, what makes your team good? This is depth and pitching. Well, we're going to find out right now.
That one high and outside. Good eye by Smith. Tyler Sparrow will be on deck for North Carolina. J.J. Myrick in the hole. That one's a strike. So once again, the home run ball changes the course of a game. Virginia was looking pretty good, leading 3-0. North Carolina, though, comes back with a big shot. And it's a completely different game.
Yeah, coming up to this, Will DeLonzo was absolutely on fire. 8 home runs in his last 9 games. His first one of this tournament.
Smith takes a big cut at it. Ryan Pugh now in right field, tracking it down for the second out.
That was very, very close. From being back-to-back, Big Cole Smith had a rip at it, just a little bit underneath it. He hit that a ton, just too high.
Re-entering the game for number 4, Charlie Blizzard, and now batting is number 16, Tyler Sparrow.
So here's Tyler Sparrow. Tyler with a strikeout today. South Carolina already eliminated today. West Virginia moving on. Hit on the ground. Tough one to handle. Evan Dewey just placed over there from the pitcher's mound. That's a real tough spot to be in. You know, you've been pitching this entire day, dealing with the heat. You move over to third, and you got a hot shot at you just like that.
Well, and one of the other tough things is whenever a lefty hits it that way, it's got some funny spin on it. You don't get the usual jump that you normally would get if a right-hander was pulling it. He just got in between the hops, and he's kind of beating himself up right now. And this is whenever you got to try to get yourself back in to the ball game, stay in the future. Don't worry about what just happened.
Charlie Blizzard is now at first base, and swinging away is Myrick. North Carolina really taking good cuts right now, threatening once again with 2 down.
Well, J.J. Myrick in for the bat, just to pull it up the middle. Nice try by Nate Hoskins, couldn't get to it. But J.J. finding himself playing time, swinging the bat. When anybody asks me, it's like, you know, how can I make this team? How can I make that team? Guess what? You hit, they'll find a spot for you.
Now it's Will Bunning's turn. Good game we got here. Virginia, North Carolina. McGoldrick trying to get his team back to the dugout here in the bottom of the 4th. Bunning was a pinch runner whenever DeLonzo went yard a few minutes ago. Now put in a really big situation, chance to help his team. 2 out base hits have so many times been the difference in ball games. 2-2 now.
Yeah, that was the 2-seamer riding in on his hands. Good swing at it by Bunting, just couldn't quite get to it.
Swing and a miss there. Connor McGoldrick does his job, halting the North Carolina rally, but Mike, the damage is done.
Well, Dizzo, 3-run tater 3-3 ball game. It's a good one.
Norfolk 15. Changes for North Carolina. Re-entering the game for number 9, Will Bunting, and that one right field is number 20, Marcus Bird. Re-entering the game for number 2, Matt Conway, and back behind the plate, number 13, Jackson Bunch. Re-entering the game for number 3, Henry Phelps, and back at second base is number 10, Ian B. Volunteers will be traveling to the stands one last time. Equal remaining ticket is pulled at the end of this.
Well, if you're looking for training and information for coaches, umpires, league volunteers, and parents, you can get free backyard tips, practice plans, drills, videos, and so much more. All you got to do is go to littleleagueuniversity.org today. Southeast Regional Headquarters here in Warner Robins. Beautiful site for baseball. 8 teams and 1 champion sent on to Williamsport. Right now, North Carolina and Virginia locked up at 3 apiece. It's Will DeLonzo, the hero for his team offensively. Now tries to shut down Virginia. Luke Kruger leads it off for Loudon South Little League. Takes a couple balls.
And Will DeLonzo now on the mound. Just put up a 3 spot. Trying to come up with a shutdown inning to make sure you keep that momentum. On the other hand, Virginia, they're trying to answer.
Look at that young man. Look at talked a lot about Troy Kerner, how he's hurt, but he's leading the cheers in the dugout right now. Always ways you can help your team, even if you're not out there. And Virginia trying to stir up a rally here. It's what you love to see, though. If you can't be involved on the field, just find a way. Help your guys stay in the game when you're on the bench.
And the last thing you want to do or have happen to you on a team is feel isolated. As a teammate, just a little pat on the back. That can go a long, long way. Just once you do something, and if it doesn't work out for you positively, yeah, you have a buddy that come up to you and say, "Hey, bud, you're all right." You know, that's something that really, really helps. I've been in that situation, been that guy that's patted a guy on the back, and that's part of being a good teammate.
Mentioned how both pitchers, or all the pitchers, have sort of had rocky beginnings to innings, and another example of that here is DeLonzo gets a little visit. Chris Young, Jacob Allen, Mike Vaughn, the coaching staff of North Carolina. Jacob Allen's the pitching coach, so Allen right now talking with his team, and Will DeLonzo, biggest guy on the field for North Carolina, has done it with his bat in this tournament. Mike, just a phenomenal all-around athlete he is, and when things really get sticky here in Warner Robins, the best players emerge. DeLonzo again trying to shut down Virginia. just misses that time.
3-0. It's, I have to say he's going to be taking this one and perhaps the one after, should this one be a strike.
Edwin Sanchez takes a strike. Mike, right now, you see how that shade is directly over home plate. The rest of the field, see, covered by the sun, so it's not easy conditions right now for the batter. Sanchez trying to judge that fastball that is really coming in hard.
Well, it's kind of, now you see it, now you don't. As soon as it gets in that shadow, that ball gets dark.
Sanchez fouls it away, stays alive. Is that tough conditions for a batter?
Hey, you know, it really is. I'm not so much know if at age 12 or 13 I even knew anything about that. You know, once you get older and smarter, you realize how hard it is, I guess.
Sanchez, good at bat there, but just can't get a piece. And a big out for Delonzo.
Now this one looks like it might have been out of the zone just a little bit too far. But Sanchez thinking it a little bit too close to take. Can't blame him. We've seen that call been made all tournament long.
Evan Dewey's turn. He'll lay a bunt down. Tough play for Delonzo. Spinning and getting it to Cole Smith for the out.
I don't know if there's anybody been more enthusiastic after making outs than Evan Dewey in this tournament. Here, a really nice bunt. If he could run just a little bit quicker, he may have had it. But after he gets this down, you see him go past. There we go. He's clapping. He gets his guy in scoring position.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Griffin Burkholder, top of the order for Virginia. That's off the foot of Jackson Bunch.
You see padding on the catchers, shin guards, chest protectors, glove. You get the helmet, the mask, but nothing on the toes.
Burkholder hits it right back to the pitcher, and it's up the middle. The runner's going to be waved in. Here's the throw from Blizzard, not in time. And Virginia's reclaimed the lead. Luke Kruger sliding in.
Yeah, this one goes right through the wickets. The big tall Will Delonzo could not get down to make the play. Here it is, right between the legs. And now Charlie Blizzard comes in, makes a good strong throw, just a little bit too high. And now you got to look at Evan Dewey, and you look at that bunt, gets him in scoring position, and now Griffin Burkholder, big two-out knock.
And look out, Chad Yates now the batter for Virginia. And Yates going to be intentionally walked here, so they'll bypass him. But the thing is, it doesn't really get much easier with Sean Arnasia coming up.
Well, this is kind of, as a coaching staff, you kind of look, you get two outs, you get first base open. Who do you want to face?
I guarantee you, Arnasia is going to be pumped up here. Taking this as a challenge because this young man is no slouch whatsoever. I mean, think about it, Mike. You pass up the number 2 guy to go to the 3 hole. Pick your poison.
Well, 3-0. Right now, lefty-lefty. I got my best hitter up there. I'm still letting him swing.
Four straight balls. Arnasia's aboard. Bases are juiced. Nate Hopkins due up now for Virginia. This crowd is going crazy here at Little League Southeast Park. Virginia fans are really making their presence felt.
Well, with 83 pitches, going to go ahead and make a change. 85 is the limit. He could still throw to Hoskins, but Coach Allen, Coach Vaughn, Coach Young deciding they going to take Dizo out and go with one of their relievers.
We'll step aside as our new pitcher warms up. Key moment coming up when we return.
Moving to center field is number 15, Will Alonso. Moving to left field is number 4, Charlie Blizzard. Moving to right field is number 7, J.J. Myrick. And entering the game for number 21 is Bird. And now pitching is number 9, Will Bunting.
The new pitcher for North Carolina is Will Bunting.
Well, Will Bunting, a control pitcher. Fastball, 63, 65 miles an hour whenever he's letting it go. He's got a curveball, but he is a strike thrower, and that's what they need.
First pitch is a strike. J.J. Myrick moves to right field for North Carolina. Left field now is Blizzard, Charlie Blizzard, and D'Alonzo now the center fielder.
You see his breaking ball. Good fastball to start him off with. And fastball just a little bit away.
Ball is popped up, should be playable for the North Carolina defense. Easily could have been muffed there as Beam and West nearly collided. But Virginia able to go on top. Luke Kruger sliding in, the big red machine up by 1.
Pitch count for Will Bunting stands at 4. And it's that time. The winning 50-50 raffle ticket has been pulled, so get your tickets out. The winner of the 50-50 raffle of this game is ticket number 7904438. Again, that's 7904438. If you are the owner of that ticket, please come to the press box to claim your winnings. Thank you all for your support of Little League.
Well, Michael Basin, our original home plate umpire, his chauffeur waiting for him down on the right field side. That is Jen Colvin, the Southeast Regional Director here in Warner Robins. And it's good to see Michael. It looks like he is going to be okay.
Yeah, probably thinking maybe, maybe a little ill before the game started. The heat kind of making those symptoms a little bit worse, and better to be safer than sorry. Maybe get him over to maybe one of the local areas and one of the hospitals, get him a little IV, get him all ready, because I'm sure he does not want to miss any time.
Leading off the top of the fifth inning for North Carolina, the third baseman, number 5, James Alberts.
James Alberts leads it off for North Carolina. Drew Felios and Mike LaVollier here in Warner Robins. Seen great defense all day long by these youngsters. Nate Hoskins makes another play at short. Winner takes on West Virginia. That game's tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Time on ESPN Plus. And also, if you look around the ballpark, you see the big lights being set up here just beyond the ballpark. Jackson Bunch now steps in as this tournament later next week moves to the linear channels for ESPN. And there you see the big lights. I mean, those things can light up a city. That's when you know, Mike, you've really moved to prime time. When those things get turned on.
When they talk about playing under the bright lights.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the bright lights. It's oftentimes when you're playing in the minor leagues, you don't have nearly the facilities that you do in the big leagues.
Shot through the left side and a base hit. Jackson Bunch aboard here in the fifth. And I have another pinch hitter here for North Carolina, Henry Phelps. Going to swing a bat here for the second time.
Re-entering the game for number 10, Ian B. And now batting is number 3, Henry Phelps.
I think they're going to probably have a special pinch runner for the catcher, Jackson Bunch.
Special pitch runner for number 13.
Now you guessed it, Marcus Bird is that guy.
Marcus Bird.
So the Birdman standing on first base. And now Phelps standing in.
And we see game in, game out. Really, it's just a total team effort. Whether you're running, pinch hitting, I mean, everybody plays. Everybody's got a part in the success or defeat of the ball game. So you're not looking at one guy here, two guys there. Obviously, there are guys that star in each game, but it's got to be a total team effort for your team to advance.
Connor McGoldrick in relief of Evan Dewey. Trying to keep North Carolina off the board here in the fifth. Tough pitch there, a strike. Saw the reaction from Henry Phelps. He knew that was a good pitch. That feeling when you're a batter, you see a good one go by and you're wondering, will I ever get one that looks that nice? That's off the face mask of Burkholder. Ouch.
Gonna take a peek and oof. It's stunning. These goalie masks that I call them aren't nearly, to me, as protective as the old-fashioned heavy masks. But since everybody's kind of gone to this newer lightweight stuff, I mean, really, it's jarring. The heavier stuff, it took a little bit of the sting off of it.
Set Phelps up high. Take a look at Elliott Rice, our substitute home plate umpire here today, in relief of Michael Baisden. 2-2 the count.
As that two-seamer just rode in a little bit too far.
Hanging in.
Yeah, that's a good job by Henry Phelps. Tough pitch, down in. Easily could have been called a strike. Fouled it off to try to get himself another better pitch to hit.
Eighth pitch of this at-bat coming up. Phelps can't do anything with it. Connor McGoldrick continues to get the big pitches when he needs them, and now there's 2 away.
North Carolina, the shortstop, number 8, Colin West.
Here's Colin West, who has been a really tough out over the past few days for North Carolina in the 9-hole. McGoldrick can find a way here, Mike, to get his team back to the dugout. Remember, North Carolina will come up with their final chance in the 6th. If they don't get anything, this game's over.
Also, this is a huge out for the point of the guy that's on deck is the guy that tied the game up at one point. Dangerous as he is, I'd rather have him leading off and hitting than hitting with guys on first and second.
Great point. Oh, 2 now to West. This is chopped to the shortstop. Force play at second. Hoskins takes it himself. North Carolina retired in the 5th. Virginia still with a 1-run lead.
Southeastern Regional Tournament. Change for North Carolina. Re-entering the game for number 3, Henry Phelps. Back playing second base is number 10, Ian Beatty.
Fourth inning, Will Delonzo, the biggest shot that North Carolina has had in this tournament. 3-run job, ties the game at 3-all. Virginia, though, does not get rattled. They come right back, and the base hit right up the middle by Burkholder, able to score a sliding Lou Kruger, and Virginia with a 4-3 lead. That's where we stand right now. Right now, Delonzo in center field for North Carolina. He's done great work. He'll lead off the next inning for North State Little League. Meanwhile, Connor McGoldrick in the box for Loudoun South Little League. That is going to go right through Colin West. And first runner aboard here, McGoldrick for Virginia.
Well, Colin West got in between hops here. Didn't know if he was going to charge him. Maybe if he stayed back, maybe get a little better hop. That's one of those indecisions. You either come and get it or you stand your ground, and that time he got in between.
Brings up Ryan Pugh now.
You know, if you're Virginia, you're looking for a little insurance run right here.
This one fisted. Chance to redeem himself. West just that. Steps on second over to first, and that's a double play.
Yeah, nice job. Will Bunting. This is what you call picking up your teammates. Got a nice pitch, jammed him. Colin West. Just a tailor-made double play. Got a chance for a redeemer there.
Luke Kruger, now the hitter. Mike, that's a reason not to get down on yourself, especially in the field, because if you do make a mistake, the baseball gods will send the ball right back at you, won't they?
Invariably, it's that ball will find you when you don't want it to. As one of my ex-teammates, Steve Sachs, had a little trouble throwing the ball, and so I get a friend that was with the Dodgers and Pedro Guerrero, and Tommy Lasorda, they're having a meeting, and Tommy Lasorda is, says, hey, Pete, and talking to Pedro Guerrero, what are you thinking about, whenever you're on defense? And Pete says, well, I don't want him to hit it to me. And he goes, no, seriously. He goes, well, actually, seriously, I don't want him to hit it to Saxy either.
Set up way outside.
So that's how that kind of thing works. When you least want it, you're going to get it.
Bunting trying to get his team back to the dugout here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kruger will insert this one into left field.
Makes that double play ever so important for keeping this at a 1-run lead.
Good point. Runners were on base there. That one could have easily scored a run. Instead, no damage done. And we've got Hunter Taylor now coming up for Virginia with 2 down. Virginia in an emotional battle yesterday with Georgia, coming up on the short end 4-3. Now they lead 4-3 against North Carolina. So much parity, it seems, this year in this Southeast Regional. A strike there, 2-1.
I'm going to tell you, in the last 4 years, Virginia's fielded some very solid teams. Have just been coming up a little bit short. Last night in that winners bracket game, going back and forth. Again, they come up on the losing side by 1. See if they can change their fortune here.
Full count, 2 outs. Big pitch for Bunting. And he gets them. Final chance for North Carolina. Their big gun, Will Delonzo, coming up to lead things off when we come back.
The center fielder, number 15, Will Delonzo.
4-3. North Carolina needs a run to tie Virginia here in the top of the 6th. And last time Will Delonzo was at bat, it was one swing that changed the face of this game. A 3-run shot to tie it at 3. Virginia would get a run moments later to go back on top. Now Delonzo hoping he can come up with similar heroics here in the top of the 6th. Drew Felios, Mike LaValliere. This game to advance and play another day here at the Southeast Regional.
Well, you got to think that you got to go strength against strength here. Connor McGoldrick, 2-seamers, something riding, sinking away.
McGoldrick stellar out of the bullpen, replacing Evan Dewey right after that 3-run shot. This one is just foul. But you watch Delonzo swing and run. He's such a gifted athlete. And his coaches say that he can hit a golf ball almost 300 yards, believe it or not. Can play football, basketball. Said they played kickball one day just having fun, Mike. He kicked it at least 200 feet. He's so gifted. Anything he does. Soccer player as well. Certain guys like that, anything they touch turns to gold on the ball field.
Man, that was a very good pitch. Connor McGoldrick had 2-seamer away, 3 pitches in a row. Came inside with the 4-seamer, tied him up. Should open up that outside corner again.
Delonzo to the second baseman. Taylor, backhanded. 1 out.
To the plate for North Carolina, first baseman, number 12.
Not an easy play there.
Well, if you can ever think that there's 1 out that's huge, that was it. Will Delonzo gets on base, just wreaks absolute havoc, can fly. You almost think if he let off the inning, that would be at least a tie.
Now it's Cole Smith. And that is why Hunter Taylor came back into the game for Virginia, because he is so sure-handed at second base. This one's also popped up. Kruger backing up and now coming in left field. And just like that, there's 2 down. And North Carolina down to their last out.
And sometimes that last out is the very hardest one to get.
Virginia crowd coming alive. Meanwhile, Tyler Sparrow stepping in for North State Little League. What a battle this has been.
I like it. McGoldrick coming in, no nonsense. He's throwing 1 or 2 off-speed pitches, but mainly staying with that 4-seamer and 2-seamer, just going gas right at him.
Right in there for a strike. 1 pitch away. J.J. Myrick will be on deck if Sparrow can get aboard. Set him up high. He'll lay off it. .41st pitch coming up for Connor McGoldrick. Misses low.
Ooh, just missed. Just missed. Griffin Burkholder doing his best to try to pretty up that pitch. Couldn't quite get the call.
Sparrow swings and misses. Strike 3. And Virginia, inspired by Troy Kerner, their fans, the pitching of Evan Dewey, timely defense as well. Guys like Chad Yates, Griffin Burkholder, and Connor McGoldrick coming up huge.
Well, Southeast Region will have a new champion this year. North Carolina, unfortunately for them, are heading home. Nicely done, Will DeLonzo. Got a 3-run bomb to get them back in this game when they seemed like they were out of it. But you have to give your just all the props to this whole Virginia team. Evan Dewey, then basically number 4 guy on the staff. He pitched his heart out, gave them a chance to win. But Connor McGoldrick at the end, reliever, just extraordinaire. Just came in and just shut them down. And a big win for Virginia after a tough loss last night against Georgia.
And for Virginia, guess what? They're going to meet their neighbors once again tomorrow at 11 a.m. on ESPN+. 4-3 victorious over North Carolina. What a game here at the Southeast Regional. Hope you enjoyed it and hope you join us again tomorrow, 11 a.m. bright and early, Virginia and West Virginia for the chance to advance. Until then, for Mike LaValliere and our phenomenal crew here at Little League Southeast Park, I'm Drew Felios saying so long from Warner Robins.